Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Adventure Chica from FNAF World. So let's start with the eyes. I'm going to start with the left side on the inner part of the eye. So starting at the top, I'm going to draw a curve that goes down to the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right side, just so I can balance this out. Space the eyes out like that. Now we're going to curve around either side of the eye. We want to make sure that this is nice and smooth. Curve that goes out, and then down, goes out, and then down. Now for the bottoms, I'm just going to curve it slightly downwards like this. It's almost like a flatter base for the bottom of the eyes. Here, let's draw on the pupils and the iris. So up in the center here, I'm just going to draw a big round circle. And then on the right side, I'll do the same thing. You can see that I've sort of put them sort of closer in, not spread out too far. On the top right of each circle, I'm just going to draw a little highlight circle. And then in the center, I'm just going to draw the pupil. So black circle in behind that highlight. And then I'm going to color that in black. Now just a trick to do the little glare that goes on the bottom. From the middle here, I'm just going to angle out to the left. And with my pen in the middle of the black dot, I'm going to go to the right and color that center in black. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So a highlight circle at the top, a black center pupil. I'm going to color that in black. Now from here, I'm going to put my pen in the middle, go out to the left, and then out to the right, and then color this in black. Let's give her some eyelashes. So right in here, I'm just going to start with a curve, give a little gap and draw another curve, and just kind of space them out evenly. We're going to do that 4 times. Up here, on the right, 4 sort of curls there. Now in between the eyes, just along the bottom here, I'm just going to put a little dot. This will be my starting point for the upper part of the beak. So what I want to do is I'm going to curve this around the eye out to almost the outer edge of the eye here. I'm going to curve out and then down. So I'm going to come down around the eye and curve down. Now I want to connect these 2 points with a curve. So just a gradual curve. Goes across, then back up on the right side. In the center here, I'm just going to give her some teeth. So in the middle, I'm just going to put a little split. I'm going to go across the bottom, and I'm going to go up on either side. Now for the little wrinkle in her bottom beak, I'm just going to go around the bottom edge of the teeth. So just kind of like that. Let's draw the bottom part of the beak. So on the left side here, I'm just going to curve down around the bottom, and I curve this up and continue on the right side. And curl that up underneath the top of the beak. Now I can go in and draw on the head. And the reason why I started with the face is just because it gives me room to sort of figure out how much space I'll need. So starting at the top, I'm going to curve around the eyes and down just below this beak here. So I'm just going to try to draw a nice, smooth curve for her head. And coming down along the bottom. And you can see that it sort of flattens out at the bottom. It's not as round as the top. So I'm going to go on the top and come down on the right side. Just kind of slowly trying to figure out, make sure that I'm sort of balancing out. So I'm actually looking back and forth as I'm drawing this. I'm just going to connect that point there. Okay, let's go up to the top and draw the little feathers up on top. So up here in the middle, I'm going to curve out to the right. From here, I'm just going to curve out like this, and then curve in the opposite direction and tuck this in behind the head. We do the opposite on the left side. So we're going to curve to the tip. We're going to curve outwards. Then from here, I'm just going to curve this back in to the head. Okay, we've got the head. Let's get into the body. So the body sort of has a sort of hourglass shape. Kind of starts in thin, goes out to the hips, and kind of comes down to right about here. So I'm going to start on the left side. I'm going to curve out and then in. On the right, I'll do the same thing. So curving out and then in. From here, I'm going to connect these 2 points with a curve that comes down and then back up. On the right side, let's draw on our bib. So from this edge, I'm going to curve down to right about here, pretty close to the bottom of her belly, and curve this back up on the right side. We'll draw the little opening here. So up here, draw a little curve like this. Now I'm going to leave the text for last because you can either just write it in or actually make bubble letters. So I'll show you how to do that later. On the side of the hips here, I'm just going to draw 2 curves, kind of bulge out. I'm going to connect these 2 points, the downward curve, coming back up on the right side. Let's draw on the legs. I'm going to keep this quite simple. Right at this point here, I'm just going to curve down towards the knee. I'm just going to tuck this back up into the body. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So starting here, we're going to leave a little gap in between the legs. Come down to the bottom of the knee, then back up onto the hip. Now from here, I'm just going to draw the kneecap. So there's a little joint here. It kind of curves like this. I'm going to do that to both legs. It's going to come down to the ankles, which are quite short. So I'm going to go up to this point here and curve down to the ankle. Over here, I'm going to curve down to the ankle. And then I'm just going to draw a straight line across the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right side, making sure that the ankles are roughly the same height. So curving these two lines out and straight across the bottom. Now let's get into the feet. Now she's got 3 toes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the inner part of the leg first because there's a series of overlaps. So from here, I'm just going to curve out to one toe like this. Okay, so just a little curve. And I'm going to reverse the curve and just kind of come up like that. We're going to move up from the bottom a little bit and curve the bottom of the second toe. And then curve this up like so. And the third one, I'm just going to step up again, go outwards. Now from here, I'm just going to connect with that ankle, just like that. Let's do the same thing on the right side. We're going to flip this over. So starting at the heel, I'm just going to come out like I did over here to the first toe, and then curve this back up. And step up a little bit, curve the second toe, and curve this back up. And then we're going to step up again for the third and final toe, and then we can just connect to that point there. Okay, let's get into the right arm first. So similar to how I did the leg, I'm going to start up here, right about here, where the head meets the body. I'm going to draw a curve, comes down like so. In the shoulder here, there's a little shoulder joint, sort of similar to that kneecap. I'm just going to curve that in like that, just a little bit of detail. From here, I'm going to take this arm down towards the wrist. So from here, curve in, and from here, curve in. So you can see that that upper arm overlaps the forearm. And draw a straight line to connect. Now for the fingers, I'm going to start with the thumb. So from this corner here, I'm just going to curve a line like this. Here, let's draw on the first finger. So I'm going to curve around the thumb, curl back, and then back in. So we got one finger, and it's basically a series of overlaps. So I'm going to just step in a little bit, just draw a curve like that for the second finger. I'm going to move up a little bit, and curve this right into that wrist for the third finger. Let's get into the final arm. So up here, I'm going to have her actually holding the cupcake. So we're going to have to start with the cupcake first before we get into the arm, because we always like to draw things on front before we draw the things in the background. So what we're going to do is we're going to locate the cupcake right around here. So what I'm going to do is start with the top of the cupcake first. So drawing a curve, nice big curve like that. From the bottoms, I'm just going to curve the bottoms in, so curling them in. And then I'm just going to do a curve like that, just to connect the two sides. And I know there's some teeth here, so I'm just going to draw a line down the middle, line across the bottom, so it's like an upside down T, and bring those two lines up on the side. Let's give them some eyes. So starting at the top, draw a curve like this, or a little circle like that, another circle on the right side, and let's draw on the pupils. So we're going to draw a circle on one side, and on the other, and we're going to just draw a little black dot in the center of each eye. Let's draw the candle. So in the middle here, I'm just going to draw 2 equal length lines going up and go straight across. Now inside here, just to make it look like a candle, I'm just going to draw 2 diagonal lines across like this. And for the wick, I'm just going to curl up like almost like a backwards S. And from this tip, I'm just going to curl this right back to the starting point. Here, we're going to draw the 2 lines coming down the side of the cupcake. So underneath the cheeks here, the 2 angle lines coming in towards each other. And then over here, I'm just going to overlap, line that goes straight across. Draw 2 short lines down for the plate, and then going across again. Alright, now let's draw in the hand. So I'm going to draw the hand sort of holding the cupcake like this, but you're going to actually only just see the fingers, the fronts of the fingers. So in order to draw that, I'm going to start right around here. So the arm's going to come down, hand will be here. So right here, I'm just going to curve around and just curl it back kind of like that. So it's a little swirl. We're going to step up here and do an overlap. So we're going to draw another finger that comes in like that, and one more finger that just curves in underneath the plate like so. From here, I'm going to take this point, just come up on the hand here, and draw a curve going into the body. Up here, right about here, so I'm going to imagine this elbow coming out like this. I'm just going to curve a line like that to the elbow. And then from here, the arm, similar to like I did here, to curve right in to the body like that. We'll draw a little curve for the shoulder joint. Now for the text that says let's eat, I'm just going to keep this very simple. I'm just going to do some block lettering. So let's draw the angled part that says let's. So we're going to draw an L, E, going across, so it's sort of slanted, T, apostrophe, S. And then for the eat, I'm just going to come straight down here and draw an E, sort of in an angle, A, T, and then 3 exclamation marks, just like so. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Adventure Chica from FNAF World. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.